Welcome to Your Anime Senpais. I'm Richard, and today I'm going to be watching and reacting to Higurashi GOU, episode 19. So, we've kind of taken a step back this last episode, or I guess a step forward, depending on your perspective. But the episode started off where the previous series, the original series, kind of ended. We saw pretty much the tail end of all that, where Rika had broken the cycle and life kind of just moved on. In fact, actually, we went ahead about another year, I guess, and we saw that Mion had graduated, and her and Shion had passed on their uniforms down to Rika and Satoko. And with Mion gone, Keiichi has inherited or I guess been voted to the class president role. And him and Rena are now also in charge of the gaming club as well. So, and the nice thing is that they've also started getting more people into the club. More people interested, or more kids interested in playing games after school, which is nice. But Satoko and Rika, they're not too much into it anymore, because they see it, especially Satoko, I guess, they're seeing it as, maybe the group isn't quite the same. It's not quite the same feeling as it used to have, which I totally get. So, I mean, really, it seems like the whole point of last episode was just kind of showing how Satoko doesn't really adapt well to change. I mean, at this point, we've seen that, her family's been pretty messed up, and her friends have pretty much become her family, especially Rika. But now with Mion gone and Shion gone, and this doesn't. I don't know. She's kind of missing that good old times, and no one's really helped her out trying to adapt that. It seems like so. It's even worse now, because at the end of the episode we find out that Rika is wanting to apply to St. Lucia Academy, which, as we already know, is where she was at the start of this particular series. So we know that she gets accepted there and she goes to school there. But the real question is, what happens with Satoko? How is she going to take this news? Is she going to take on the challenge and take up Rika's offer to try to apply to St. Lucia? Or is she just going to give up on it altogether and be frustrated? But either way, I guess we'll find out this episode. So let's get started. I mean, yeah, it's just something she wants to do. And that's a fair thing. That's a fair thing to want. I mean, because she's repeated this pretty much the same summer for like 100 years. How is she going to afford that, though? How does that work? I wonder. That's fair. Well, but if you get started now... I mean, to be fair, it did to me too. Sure. Does anybody really like it? I mean, honestly? So she's gonna try? She's at okay, so she's gonna try it. Okay. She's gonna try, but more than likely she's gonna fail. As much as I hate to say that, but we kind of already know the results, right? She's like, yeah, she's serious about this. Yeah, like how is she gonna afford that? Oh, that must be nice. Sure. Okay. I meant to actually look up how old they are, like what the age differences between all the characters are. And actually, for that matter, if he's older, then shouldn't he be worrying about like entrance exams and stuff? Well, why? Aren't you supposed to be like the perfect, perfect student or whatever? Yay! No, that's not. Better. You're going to be surprised. She looks so different though, which is fine, but. So the days and the years pass, and what? And actually, it's actually interesting that they're kind of doing that too, because we see Rika taking her future seriously, Whereas Satoko, you know, she could tell like it's gonna be tough, and she's still joking around, doing the same old jokes that she's been doing since she was a kid. So it's very interesting. I guess contrast there. And everybody's patting her head like she's still a kid. And she wants this to last too, so. Is that their voice actresses too that are both singing? Days pass on. And it's time for them to graduate, probably. 1987. That says 1980. Oh, wait. Hold on. Time out. I thought I saw 1983 on the calendar. Okay, it says 1987 up there, but why does that say 1983? Whatever. Oh no. And this is where she failed. Man. It's like you could tell she actually did really want to try, but we already know what the outcome is, so. She brought it anyways. I wonder if that was the tipping point, like her not bringing the charm. 2421. 3670. Yeah, but we're gonna look for your number. Yeah. Yep. She failed. So 3670. That's her number. Or they may do a twist and she actually got in. Or not. Oh. Oh, okay. Wow, really? 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 Did she actually get in? Or is she just saying that? Oh, okay. Really? Hmm. I guess I should just expect the unexpected. Oh, I bet she gets kicked out maybe, because that's her taking off the tie, right? During the opening. Yeah, but now the real challenge begins because you gotta keep up your studying habits. What happened to him actually? Because they would have had to graduate before you. What? What was that? I think you're supposed to do that too, actually. So now the question becomes, how did they become separated? Oh, oh, she slept in. I bet she slept in. Oh, not. Well, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So she's basically gonna fail out. Okay. Why is that a problem? Yeah, I hate to say this, but she's probably in way over her head. And Rika's now popular. Okay, I'm definitely starting to see the separation now. But she's not really high society, though. Ooh, that's gonna come back and bite you. I bet. I have a feeling. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, but that's not your dream. That's what you said about the entrance exams, though. That's what you said about the exams. This feels familiar. Or rather, yeah, it's almost like you're 100 years older than what you should be. Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I think she's... Mm-mm. And you're gonna have to work harder. Yeah, that's the problem. No, you still have to go. What? Ooh. So study or leave, yeah. That's pretty much how it goes. And now she resents her too. Nope. Oh. Yeah. Is she the only one in the study hall? She's the only one. Oh, wow. Okay, never mind. It's a shame she couldn't make friends here, you know? Like, everyone else is in the same situation as her. But I guess everybody's so focused on trying not to fail. So, maybe she didn't have time to make friends. I would hate to go to a school like this. Or would have hate to have gone to a school like this, I guess I should say. Really? So she's gonna drop out while she can. Wow. I mean, yeah, exactly. She won't be able to be with Rika. Not like she's with her right now, anyways. Yeah, now she's jealous. Oh no. Oh. Oh, her syndrome's coming back. I bet you that's what it is. So, I understand that this series is wanting me to feel sorry for Satoko. And in some ways, I do. You know, I realize that, you know, she's having trouble adapting to change, which I talked about last episode. And really, she just wants to be with her friends, especially Rika. You know, she wants to live those happy times again. And, you know, thing is, you know, things do change. You know, as much as you don't want it to, things change a lot. And you know, I've seen that a lot throughout my life. I'm sure a lot of you have know that very well and experienced that throughout your lives as well. So, you know, as much as you would like to, you know, be with your friends, especially when you get older too. Like, don't even get me started on that. Like, the older you get, the harder it is to, you know, be with your friends and everything. Especially once you get to the age of where everybody's having families and everything like that. You know, it's just hard. And really, the only times that you guys can get together is on very special occasions, like a reunion or something like that, or something even tragic, like say a funeral, which unfortunately is something that I had to go through pretty recently. So, but yeah, I think that's just kind of life, though. You know, things do change. People separate, and you meet new friends, and you get acquainted with them, and eventually you separate from them and find new friends, and so on and so forth. That's just how life is. But I don't think anyone's really, I guess, taught Satoko that, or, you know, helped her to understand that. You know, so again, I do, in some sense, feel sorry for her, but then again, on the other side of things too, Satoko, she's really doing this to herself in a lot of ways, because really her own pride is kind of getting in her way. And what I mean by that is that, like, so for example, I mean, that's just kind of her character. You know, she's always been like, oh, I can do, you know, anything because I'm so awesome. You know, I can make this, you know, 10-course meal in 2 hours or something, whatever. You know, she's always hyped herself up and made herself be more than what she is. And, you know, in a joking way, I guess that's fine. But, you know, like in this episode, for example, where, you know, they were like, are you sure you're going to be okay trying to take these entrance exams for this academy? And, you know, she's all like, oh, yeah, you know, if I just, you know, put in whatever 1% of my power, I can, you know, I can pass those entrance exams easily. But obviously that was not the case. She really struggled, and she worked hard. It was great. You know, I was happy for her that she actually made it into the exams, or made it to the academy rather, because I was actually expecting her to fail. That's kind of mean to say, but that's kind of how I thought that story was going to go. But no, she actually did make it, and, you know, that's great and all, but the entrance exams are just the first step. You know, it's like, oh, congratulations, you made it in. Now the real work begins. So it kind of just seemed obvious that, you know, this academy was just not for her. I mean, you know, again, you can, you know, hype yourself up, you know, give yourself that motivational, you know, speech like, I can do anything if I put my mind to it. But in reality, there are limits, you know. And yes, you can break those limits, obviously, like we saw in this episode. But even then, still, there's only so much you can do, right? So clearly, this academy was just not meant for her. Meant for Rika, maybe, because she was super passionate to get in here, and she also worked very hard. But for Satoko to get in here, and then now she's just kind of, I don't want to say she's being lazy per se, but she's just, I guess she's just thought, okay, well, if I just make it in here, everything's going to be fine. But I guess she just wasn't expecting it to be even worse, because, I guess she thought, well, I get the entrance exam and then I just go to this high school and things will be the same as it always is, but it's clearly not. So, and we saw that her grades had dropped, and now she's in this after-school program or whatever, and spending even less time with Rika, which is another thing too. So, clearly she's struggling, but the thing is, we see Rika, she kind of reaches out for her, like, hey, I can help you out. We can go to this tea party, or I can help you with these studies. But once again, Satoko, her pride is getting in the way, and she's just like, oh, everything's fine, and really, if you keep saying things are fine, people are usually going to be like, okay, well, if you say things are fine, then I guess things are fine. And they're just going to kind of continue on, If you need help, say you need help, I don't know. Again, it could be Satoko's pride. It could also be the curse, because it seems like that's starting to come back now. I'm pretty sure the doctor said that she wasn't cured per se. It was just, it kind of dissipated to the point where she didn't need to take the pills anymore, right? So, yeah, that could also just be a problem too, or just maybe do those two things combined. That is spelling a recipe for disaster here, right? So I don't know, man. I just, again, there is a part of me that does feel sorry for her, but I think overall, I feel like she's just bringing this all to herself, right? So, and we already know what's going to happen. We know that she's somehow going to reset everything back to the way it was back in 1983, and she's going to get Rika stuck back in there again. And I feel like this series is only going to end with Rika fighting against Satoko. Maybe not necessarily a fist fight per se, but it could come down to that. I don't know, but they are going to have a confrontation against each other, and I think ultimately Rika is going to have to use that shard and essentially kill her. I just don't really see much of another way to, I said that, or maybe character development will happen and Satoko will realize that she was being selfish or prideful or whatever, and she'll take the shard and kill herself. So that could also be a possibility. But either way, the only way I see this going down is Satoko dying. That's just the only thing I can see, because theoretically speaking, if she dies, and if she's the one that was in control of the loops in the first place, then Rika can break out, and that'll be the end. So then again, there could be something else that I'm just not seeing. This episode by itself has already taken me by surprise by just the fact that Satoko managed to actually get into this academy. So, I guess my theories aren't really meant for much of anything. So, but it is fun to kind of theorize and try to figure out what might happen. So, but I think I'm going to leave it there for now. What did you guys think of this episode, and what do you think of Satoko? Is she bringing this all on to herself, or is it the syndrome, or is it something else? Let us know down in the comments below. And of course, if you enjoy this reaction and enjoy our channel, please consider hitting like and subscribing to it. And we do have a link down below for Patreon if you want to check that out. We do have full reactions for this episode and this series, as well as other series and other episodes. So with that being said, we'll see you guys next time.